All right, welcome back to another episode of Red Hill Racing Podcast. I'm your tired host, Ben Knight, here again with Mr. 40 Time.
What's up? I can't get over that.
Tell him I'm retired, buddy.
Man, it's
Tell
been
him I'm
crazy.
tired.
Well, let's just be real. So I went to the racetrack this past weekend, and that was, no service, so you couldn't do no work. And then we've been literally forcing the University of Win through, and then we're trying to get ready for you to come here Wednesday, and then get ready to go race at SDBA in Brainerd. So we've got a lot going on besides our jobs, our regular jobs.
Besides our jobs, besides getting ready to go racing, which, you were about 3 months ahead of me, but I decided to pack everything in the last 4 days. So
I am proud to say that everything that I need to load, minus a couple of small things, is ready, loaded, done. Motorhome's hooked up to the trailer. I'm ready to pull out.
Yeah, way better prepared than me. I have one bike I'm looking at now. It's sitting at the garage door. The other one's on the lift ready to come off. And yeah, I guess we'll be ready to rock and roll and head down your way tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime.
Yeah. The big thing to talk about first is
not safe for work.
Not safe for work. The next big thing to talk about is the University Win.
Let's run through the sponsors real quick, and then we'll jump right in that. I agree with
cool.
you, though. It's big news for us, at least.
Yeah, we're very happy with how that's going.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to our awesome, loyal, faithful sponsors sticking with a hillbilly and a redneck. So shout outs to BMF Components, who has a brand new website cooking up. It's actually kind of live. Anyways, we'll announce that here in a couple weeks. But Mr. Burkhart at BMF Components, University of Wind, Energy Coil, Knight Marketing Group, Mr. 40 Times at Hard Times Parts and Service, Montgomery Motorsports, Kevin at Manchester Mines, Platinum General Services, MTC Engineering, Penske Racing Shocks, MPS Racing, and last but certainly not least, our buddy Dave at Worldwide Bearings. So thank y'all for supporting. Ooh. I'm trying to bring the energy, everybody, but I'm a little less energized.
Hey, I pulled a trick. I muted the mic and got that open real quick because when you first opened it, it plays like some sounds, and I turned the mic back on.
Solid. I didn't hear anything.
You mentioned Mike's website. I did go creeping a little bit because it was sent to me for a page to like, and I went and checked it out, and it looks pretty good, man. Doing a good job.
Did you go to the website? I was like, how did you
Yeah.
I forgot I invited you to like the Facebook page, so you found the website and everything?
Yeah, you did, and I went and clicked on the link and went and checked it out, and it looks good. You're very good at that stuff.
It's not done.
Realistically, you've built like 2 websites smashed into like one website time, if not less.
Dude, I've built an elaborate website in a time frame that I could only imagine like an expert could do. And then in between that, to keep my mind from going insane, I started working on Mike's website just because it was different and, totally different layout, totally different setup, and trying to
I'm going to start this off right. The university website has to be very elaborate because the forums, the stuff that you can communicate with everybody and talk, and like that has to be very complex. It reminds me it's weird to say this, but the old Psycho Bike, like how you got the forums and the talk conversations.
Dude, I miss Psycho Bike. I miss forums. Like,
it kind of brings me back to it. I really like it. I mean, we've been on there. Me and you have been on there talking to people and helping people, and that kind of kicks off what we was going to talk about first tonight was how stoked we are with how everything's going so far within less than a week. Like we're 5 days in? 4 days?
Are technically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yep, we're 5 days in, and as Dustin mentioned, we couldn't be happier. We want to thank everybody who's signed up already. We're technically 20% full. We'd said we're going to cap it at a maximum of 100. Now, whether we get there or not this year, it is what it is. But that's all we're going to take this year because we want to make sure it's a personalized experience as much as possible. But
yeah, we're trying to grow a community in there, so we don't want to overwhelm it,
Yeah. But no, we got 20 members already. So just from Dustin and I, thank y'all for putting, the trust in us that we put something together. we know there's a lot of value, and we know that if you take the time to read through the lessons, listen to the lessons, ask questions, so on and so forth, that it's going to help you tremendously. And it's funny, we got that kicked off last week, had a good first, not well, like Dustin said, we're not even week in. So I had a good first couple days. And then it's like Monday, Dustin was telling me how, he had an instance at the track where he's going to, relay that into a lesson. And I was, you know, telling him that I'd seen some videos posted from people racing over the weekend. And, one of them, no offense, but that person, they could use a little help, and they had done pretty good from what it said. And then, I seen another person, and they were doing it right. So just little things
Yep.
like that, we can see a lot in videos of, you staging and leaving the line and everything. So I don't want to give away too much, but there's some,
You got to be a robot, man. But
yeah,
anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. We kind of had a goal set to ourselves just to like get the ball rolling to kind of make it where it's going to work, and we hit that, and we're now we're getting through. Trying to make everything flow and get used to checking the forum multiple times a day. That's something I've been trying to force myself to go back and look every once in a while just to make sure that I'm checking on everybody if there's questions.
yeah, for sure.
But I
And I'm
have went
sure
on
we'll have
there, and
more. We'll have more as people start reading through and listening to more
yeah,
lessons. So
and I do have to write that lesson either this week or after week. I'd like to do it this week because there might be new ones I come up with after this weekend. So,
yeah,
um,
for sure. So we basically, if you're interested and have any questions about the University of Wynn, feel free to reach out to Dustin and I. However you want to reach out, whether it's on there or just go to the website, send us an email, however you want to do it, we're happy to answer all the questions you have, because we want to make sure everybody knows, everything they need to. There's also an overview video on our YouTube page, University of Wynn. So there's lots of resources and info about the school out there. We hope that you probably don't even need to contact us to get your questions answered. But if you do, no worries. Just give us a shout and let us know. And also just want to let everybody know, we basically introduced it at an introductory price. So, sign up before the pricing goes up, because we're not going to hold it there forever.
yeah,
Just throwing that out there.
I had someone call me this afternoon, and I was telling him that because he was, he's asking questions about, would it benefit him? And I'm like, of course it would benefit me. It's going to benefit me just
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep sharp. And he raced back in the 80s, and he actually, raced cars, bracket race cars. And he got back and he went to land speed. He's going back to the motorcycle drag racing stuff. And
Nice.
it's like, it'll definitely benefit you. Like even just freshening up, reminding yourself of some things that you might have just let get away from you that you just haven't focused on. So it's definitely it'll benefit anybody. It's going to probably help me because now I'm thinking about scenarios and things that I can help give lessons with. So it kind of keeps me thinking about it. So for
Yeah.
sure going to help all of us.
And we already, we've had, so blah, stumbling all over myself. And I promise y'all, I haven't gotten into the liquor yet, but it's probably one of those nights I will. Goodness. um, Anyways, yeah, so we got 20 people signed up, and of those 20, Dustin and I can tell you, we've got some true beginners, which is phenomenal. That's great. It's really going to be helpful for them. We also have some people in there, which I'm excited about, because I definitely wouldn't say they're beginners. They're probably pretty experienced from what I can tell and know of some of them, but you know what that is? That's exactly what we were wanting, because they might not learn as much, but our whole goal is to also build this as a community. So, we're excited to have some more experienced racers join up, and they're going to be able to contribute and help all of us as well, because that's kind of another goal, is to build that community so that we can all help each other. So it won't just always be Dustin and I answering questions on the forum and whatnot. We hope and we're encouraging members to, chime in there, leave some feedback. So, but yeah, the
Yeah, it's
forums are
always
off to a
great
good
to,
start, right?
yeah, I mean, I like the forums and I think it's great for everyone to communicate and talk to each other in them and try to, the more you talk about it, the more you think about it. So it kind of gets the wheels turning. But there is definitely some racers in there that's going to add to the toolbox for us, in the University of Wynn being a kind of a family type deal. So it's going to be pretty good, man. I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah, I'm excited. And just kind of to close that little part up. I mean, here's the thing. You're spending good money to be a part of this, so that's why we're trying to build it as a community as well, because then you're sharing it with, fellow members that have put in that commitment to spend money and time doing it. So it's not like you're just going to go help, somebody that didn't pay for it. So
Let
that's
alone the
why it's
fact if you
important.
sign up for a year, you can win a set of leathers for $350. So
Yeah. Or as long as that's 100%, but also as long as you're a monthly member for, the months of this year. So basically from
yeah,
now through the end of the year. But yeah, so $2,500 Vance and suits up for grabs, and also $1,000 or AGV carbon fiber helmet. And we got
yeah,
other giveaways. We're gonna do
yeah.
weekly and monthly cash giveaways. Actually, I can't spoil it. I didn't even tell Dustin this yet, but got a special surprise for all the student winners. That's coming. So I'm excited about that.
We might have to talk about that when you get down here and go live on Facebook or something. Talk
Well,
about
I'll
some
let
stuff.
you I'll let you kind of have the wheels turning, but Todd Heiser messaged me today and had a really cool idea. So
Oh,
uh,
I don't know what that going to be. Cool. I like it.
yeah. So gonna have special items for anybody who wins that's a school member. And also everybody that wins each month we're gonna do a cash giveaway to all the winners, basically as a contingency. So, say we have 5 students win in April, well then you got a 1 in 5 chance to win some cash from us. So
Yep. Very cool.
um
So now
yes.
it's on to tonight's real topic, right?
Yeah, like you said, we just wanted to touch on that and thank everybody for joining the school. But as I prepare to go down to Dustin's to get some work done, of course we couldn't just leave it at that. I'm going down there and we're gonna go to SDBA this weekend and visit Mr. Sonny Vic and the crew.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to be 2 hours away. Might as well just make it a whole trip out of the deal, you know?
Might as well. It's not like we
Yeah.
planned it or anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Dustin and I
Um,
are going to talk about SDBA, give a little preview. Probably going to even do a couple picks. We're going to pick some winners.
yeah. We're going to have a pre race uh, shootout pick, right? We're going to do the shootouts or all the classes.
Nah, because I'm not as familiar with everybody that's
Okay.
racing down
So
there.
the shootouts.
Yeah, so Dustin and I
Okay.
are looking at Sunny posts the shootout. So you explain what on Friday they do shootouts. You explain how that works again. SDBA.
Yeah, so on Friday night at STBA, I actually sponsored the shootouts. So it's kind of like I guess you could call it like a high roller gamblers race. We call it shootouts. So there's going to be 16 bikes in no box, 16 bikes in box, and 16 bikes in 6-0. And it's just basically a 16 bike shootout. Even number, no buys ever. Like you just roll. There's no buybacks, no nothing. It's win and go. And so what we're going to do is being informed me that we're going to kind of do a pick, and we can't pick ourselves. I mean, I hope I'm in that. I'm going to pick the final four, and I hope I'm personally in that final four. But if I wasn't, I want to pick four of each class that I think will be the final four. Now you don't have to pick four. That's just something I want to do. I guess because there's so many good ones that I'm like, oof, it's gonna be tough. So I'm going to
Look,
pick them good ones for the four.
look, y'all. Dustin was upset when I said, "Man, you can't pick yourself."
It's like, man,
What
I
do you mean
want to
I can't
win.
pick
Dang.
myself?
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
I
I want
told
to be
him.
part of it,
I told him. I said, "Look," I said, "Everybody knows, or if they don't know, I now like." Dustin and I, we're not closing that trailer door to go to the racetrack if we don't think we can win. That's
But
just
we never know we are. We just go race
right.
and you know what
So that's
happens.
why I
So,
told him. I said, look, we always plan, try, attempt, whatever you want to say. We're always trying to win and we always are confident that we can. That's just kind of where we are and how we roll now. But
as long as
that's
we
why I
don't
said,
stink it up.
yeah, that's why I said, like, we can't pick ourselves. So, yeah, we're going to go through and pick, kind of just for fun,
Well,
some
if I race
shootouts.
like I did Saturday at Knoxville at the free race, I probably won't do any good. So I'm just saying I
Well,
had
look,
some luck on my side.
I mean, Friday night, I'm gonna knock on my wooden desk right now, but I'm just saying, I hope I still got a horseshoe up my ass because I ain't lost on a Friday night in a long time.
Well, good luck. That's all I can tell you.
I know, I just jinxed myself. I'll lose first round and everything.
I mean, I want to do well. I mean, I love the shootouts. They're fun. They're short. It's not like a big long drug out deal. And they're pretty good money. I mean, you figure $100 a race or 16 racers, there's a pretty good little purse there,
Yeah,
So,
I'm excited.
So you want to start? I'll start with no box. My 4. So I'm going to pick the semis,
Well,
and I could.
let's run down the list though.
Okay, so no box. We got myself, and we got Chris Blythe or Bleeth. I can never get his last name right. Fitzy Bowman, Mike Hansen, Randy Parker, Jason Bell, Sonny Vick, Austin Pacelli, John Markham, Tim Layton, Grady Powell, Marcus Moore, Zach Parker, Wes Brown, Ben Knight, and Evan Stevens. There's also a waiting list, but I'm just going to give you those 16 because we don't know what's going to happen. So
Right.
So
That
do you
is
want to?
tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough crowd. Like if I was going to pick a semi for no box out of that list in no specific order, I would probably have to say that we could see, and it's tough. So I'm not even going to mention your name. I'm going to keep you out of it. So if people go, well, he didn't say Ben, well, that's because we're talking to y'all. So we're going to keep our names out of it.
And just
If
so
we
y'all know,
can't be
this
in
is
it,
totally fun, by the way. Don't let
yeah,
anybody get upset or whatever. We're
yeah.
just
I mean, it's
picking some
tough.
stuff for
This
fun.
this is tough. Like, I mean, for me, I could pick 8. That could be the final 4 easy, and anybody in that could be the final 4. Of course, it's bracket racing.
I mean, I think it's worth saying too. With 16 bikes, you probably didn't enter it just to get some passes.
Oh yeah, everybody
you're
in
ready
it
to
got
win.
a shot, right? Yeah. So my semi, in no specific order, I'm going to go with Randy Parker, John Markham, Sonny Vick, and I'm going to throw Wes Brown in there.
Oh man, okay. Solid picks for sure.
Randy Parker is a sleeper. Like, nobody notices Randy, but he's always lingering around at the end of the rounds. Like, he's always there. And he actually drilled me in 560 last year at the shootout and the actual 560 race on Saturday. So he's definitely got my pick of the talent.
What's old Spooky riding in no box?
It's John, right? He might loan a bike, borrow a bike. If I was guessing, he's riding his little blue Gen 1 Busa.
Did he get that thing running right?
Yeah. He was racing it at Bowling Green this past weekend, I think. So
okay. All right. Well, let's go with I'm gonna go Mike Hansen.
Good guess. That was one of my ones I was struggling not to pick.
I met Mike last year. Super cool dude. And hell of a racer. In fact, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Mike's such a badass that he runs box without a box. Is that correct?
I think they do. A lot of them guys dibble dabble. Like, they're like me. They just they get in the classes they can race and deal with it and race.
I know, but that's cool because I just don't feel like you see that very often. A lot of times people just automatically, they won't run the box class without a box. And heck, I'll be honest, I'm running box class all weekend, and I really don't know if I'm going to use a box because I'm not comfortable with it. So let me finish up my 4. I'm going to go Mike Hansen. I'm going to go with, I hate to be repetitive, but I'm going to go with Wes Brown, Spooky, and I'm going to go a little bit different. Tim Layton. I feel like that's going to be a good final.
Yeah, that was a good choice. I was also, considering, like you picked Mike, and then I was also having a hard time not picking Jason Bell because he's a good racer too. It's going. I mean, anything can happen. That's the beautiful thing of bracket racing. It ain't got nothing to do with about money. It ain't got nothing to do with anything. It just anybody. It's like a chip in a chair. The odds can be anybody's favor versus like heads up stuff. There's bad things that have to happen for that certain person to win type deal. Anybody on this list can win, I love it. It's my favorite. That's why I love it so much.
I'm excited, man. How do we pair up for this? Do you know?
My brother usually does pairings that, like, I think he's going to do them Thursday night. So we're going to be on ladder. I might have to race you first round.
He randomly picks them or what?
Yeah. Like sometimes he'll do like, chips, or he used to do a bingo ball machine, pick numbers out and pair everybody up. So they just go by the number. Yeah, like I'm number 1, so if they pull a chip 1, then I'm going to be racing whoever else they next they pick.
How the hell did you
your
get
number is?
Sounds like you cheated.
Well, this is the thing. So Sonny usually like,
I'm just kidding.
you can only message me at such and such time and only Facebook message, and you can't call me, you can't text me. So I usually set a reminder on my phone like 10 minutes till, and I'll watch the world clock and I'm just waiting. I got it all typed out. And as soon as it gets like 15 seconds from going or 10 seconds from like turning in that time, I just push send and let the interwebs take control. And this is the first time that I actually was one. There are times I've done this and I'd be like 6 and 7. I'm like, man, like I feel like there's some hokey pokey going on here. But he's like, no, you just was 6. I'm like, well, I don't know about you sometimes, but
I just
obviously
had to rustle your feathers.
I don't get no special treatment, even though I sponsor them. I have to do the same thing everybody else does, But I like racing. I don't want to just sit there on Friday night. So, we used to do 32, but it's really hard to get that big of a field because he even started an alternate list or a waiting list for this, and we didn't get far enough to get 32. It's just one more round, right? So, it's not that big of a deal, but we want to fill it. We don't want buys. We want to be an even number all the way through. Makes it fun.
Yeah, okay. So now we know how that goes. Let's jump right into the box class. It looks like we got Mr. Dustin Lee, Mr. Corey Lee, Jonah Allen, Spooky Markham, Marshall Hutchison Jr., Dave Young, Ronnie Woodall Jr., Jonathan Milam, Jordan Weiss, Bailey Miles, Benny Miles, myself, Wes Brown, Ken Ford, Ryan Miller, and it looks like there's one empty spot. So that's 15 out of the 16. I'm sure somebody will jump in that. So.
Yep. So we'll have to just pick our 4 with the 15 we got.
Man, I'm going to go first on this one.
Yeah. You go first.
Here's the only problem though, too. You're a little bit more familiar with some of these racers. I mean, I know pretty much all of them, but oh man. Let's
just
go
sucks. I can't
with
pick myself.
Don't worry.
Like I'm like, man, the box, that's my favorite. Like I love box.
By the way, tell everybody about my special Ben Knight only contraption that we got.
Yeah, I got a video of this today. I got a video of a custom Ben Knight special Olympics button.
I have had Eric at DOS Performance, DOS Boost. He has turned in a Gixxer cable clutch. Basically, we did a cable clutch conversion. I'm using a full slider in my blower bike, and I've got this clutch set up now. It's just going to trigger my 2-step.
It's a mechanical button, basically.
Yep, spring loaded.
Yeah,
it's badass. I was excited. I'm so glad that Eric, said, "Yeah, I'll do your stupid little project," because it looks good. Everything Eric does is nice. All right, back to the box at SDBA. Oh, let's see. Hold on, let me think in my head real quick. 1, 2. Okay. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with Jonah. I feel like last year he was racing good. Ronnie's always tough, so Ronnie Woodall Jr. Jordan raced last weekend and looked good. I was watching some of his videos. He's one of the ones that I was saying, he's doing it right. So shout out to Jordan. That's not my third pick. Do I know Dave Young?
Yeah, you know David Young.
I thought that sounded familiar. You know what? I'm gonna go with Dave Young then. How about that?
Not long ago, he took his bike to South Carolina Dragway, and John rode it and won in 560 on it.
Okay. All right. I knew that sounded familiar. So my 4 for the box class were Jonah, Dave Young, Ronnie Woodall Jr., and Jordan Weiss.
All right. Keep in mind, I can't pick myself. So
shut up.
I got to go with Spooky. I got to go with the, NHRA champ.
No, I knew you were going to say that.
Well, you pick some that I'm going to pick.
Yeah.
But I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to go with Spooky, Bailey, Woodall Jr. And man, I'm going to throw my brother in there because he won, or he runnered up, I think, in Pro ET bottom bulb at Brainerd last year at the last race.
That's right. I forgot about that. So is he going
to bottom bulb again? Myself. Yeah, he ain't got a box. He don't use one. So.
All right, cool. That's our picks for the box shootout. Moving
I won't remember
on.
my picks, but by next week when we do this again.
I might I should write them down really. Here, you run through 6-0 and I'll just make a little document real quick because we should
Okay,
remember
cool.
this stuff. That way when we see if we did good or not. Maybe we'll
All
play
right,
the
cool.
lottery next week.
Yeah, cool. All right, so the 6-0 shootouts, we have Jonah Allen, John Markham, Chris Johnson, Jordan Weiss, I always get that messed up, Ronnie Woodall Jr., Logan Hardy, Corey Lee, Bailey Miles, Caleb Johnson, Bam Rucker, Jan Levitt, Jan, I always get his name wrong too, even though I talk to him all the time. David Young, Bryce Acuff, Bobby Meadows, Nicholas Bowling, and Bob Burke. Yeah, and I can't even remember who I picked, to be honest. I hope you do.
That's I was think so. I think you picked for no box Wes, right? Wes.
Yeah, Randy Parker, West,
Randy Parker,
Sonny.
Pookie, and Sonny, right?
Yep.
All right. Got that. Go ahead with your 6-0 predictions. I'm gonna get this finished up.
So in 6-0, man, I'm gonna go with some gangsters. I'm going to pick Nicholas Bolin, Jonah Allen, John Markham, and Ronnie Woodall Jr. That's all gangsters.
Dang. Yeah, that is. That's
I want to race 6-0 just to shake it up, but I ain't got nothing. I mean, I have to let out like 350 foot or something to run 6-0.
think so?
I don't know. Like my top gas bike, see, I only go to third gear to run the eighth. So I think if I waited till I hit third and dumped it, and maybe pulled the clutch in, it might be close. Maybe it runs like 557 on motor. So I got to lose roughly 4/10 because when you stage a little different for Pro Tree and stuff. So
Yeah.
I just don't want to put laps on my stuff. I don't have to. I'm building the Trunchable for that. If I get it done, they have a Street ET Rule OEM clutch shootout at a couple races, and that's the bike I'm going to put in that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I ran 6-0 last year on the blue bike, I think.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Keep them occupied for a second. I'm finishing typing.
Okay. He's
can't do
typing.
nothing else.
He's typing her list. So, but for example of our plans, we're going to roll down there, and if you're interested in the University of Win, you can heart me and Ben and talk about it or whatever this weekend. If you want to talk about it before you go set up a account and all that stuff. I mean, of course we're going to be racing, but I'm there selling parts and asking questions about that stuff. It's no big deal for both of us. And something that Ben didn't mention is after you are subscribed for a consecutive amount of time and the yearly subscribers, you will get a care package eventually. I'm not going to tell you what's in the care package. You just got to wait for it. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little deal. Give you something. Oh, okay, cool. So you're going to get a T-shirt. Yep. You're going to get a Jegs logbook. Yep. You're going to get a koozie.
Yep, because I like to have fun.
And you're going to get some stickers. So it kind of gives you some recognition that you are in that elite group and you're doing what you can to perfect your racing. And I think it's pretty cool. We're going to have shirts and a logbook and stuff that you can use and wear at the racetrack. And of course, the koozie's great for after hours drinking a cold Mountain Dew. That's right. Or whatever you want to drink.
That's right. No, I'm excited. And like you said, the thing about that is, none of this stuff you can get unless you're a member. So
yeah, if you ain't a member, you can't get it. You can't get nothing. The sticker is really elite. Like if you got that sticker on your bike, if somebody rolls up beside you and they got that sticker on their bike, you better have your stuff together because they've probably been brushing up on their skills of racing. I might not put one on my bike. I might keep it off my bike.
I got bigger size ones for your bike.
Oh Lord! Like all I need is a bigger bullseye.
That's right. Yeah. Bullseye.
But I want to talk about that real quick before you pick your 4.
All right,
You
go
know how
ahead.
rough it is being me racing? Like, I go to a race, people's like, oh, Dustin's here. He's going to do good. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do when I go racing. It's racing. Like, anything can happen. Y'all put so much pressure on me. I feel like that I'm like supposed to win. Like, I just go and have fun, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, I wanna do well. I mean, don't we all? But I never know. Like, I feel like that. Like, going to some races is like a lose lose situation for me. If I get beat, it's going to be like the World Series underdog one or something. Everybody's going to be hooting and hollering, and then if I win, it's like no big deal. I can't even be happy that I won because I mean, this past weekend, I was like, man, I'm sucking it up. I had a couple good laps. And the bad thing is, one of my best laps, somebody went red on me before I laid it down. And I mean, I didn't know it didn't change my pass, but it was just like, dang, like I was just a little rough. But I have a problem with testing because testing is just making laps. When you actually want to practice something, you got to slap a dial in on that baby and get serious, make it a race,
Uh-huh.
That's the best way to practice in my mind. So being active in races, even if it's local or whatever, really helps you sharpen up. And I wasn't that good this weekend at all, but somehow, you know, I pulled it off. But I felt like that people expect me to do good, and then if I don't, it's a big deal. And I feel like it's a big deal if I do good. It's weird. It's a
Well,
weird
look, I'm
thing.
just going to tell you right now, I doubt too many listeners are going to feel sorry for you.
Come on, guys. I mean, I really, like I've told you this, that I still, after all these years, I just feel like I'm just an old small town boy from Tennessee, and I don't feel like I'm any more superior than anyone else to racetrack. I feel like it's just like my uncle tells me in poker, you got to have a chip in a chair, so anybody has a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, going back to what you said, I feel like maybe we've touched on it before, but we just, it's the good and the bad. Unfortunately for us, we've kind of built our expectations up and you and I have talked about this at length, especially driving to and from races, especially on the way back. I feel like, and not just you, even some of our other friends, I feel like we've pretty much talked ourselves off the ledge on some drives
Oh,
back.
there's been a many times I'm like, man, why do I do this? Like I sucked it up this weekend. You know what I mean? But if it was easy, we wouldn't keep driving to keep pushing to keep going and keep racing. And I set goals. Setting a goal for yourself is like one of the best things I think. Just to keep you, the drive and the passion to reach it, even if it's a long shot. Just set it. Just go with it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right, pick your 460s.
Remind me who you, oh, never mind. I'm looking at your list. I typed it down. Let's see here. 460. I feel like your brother's good at that, so I'm gonna go with Corey. I'm gonna go with Miss Bailey. I'm gonna have to double up and go with Nick Bowling as well.
Yeah, that's that Florida gangster right there
Uh-huh.
sleeping in there.
Yeah.
he's a stick guy in the Tennessee Hills now, but that's a Florida gangster right there.
I kind of want to go. You know who I'm gonna go a little bit different because it'd be
I tell you a
easy to
good one.
pick.
I'll
No,
tell you a good one.
don't. I'm gonna pick one. I got it already. I'm
All
just
right.
typing mine in. So I got. Let me go down through it again. Who did I say? I said Corey. Was my first one. Bailey. Then I said Mr. Nick Bowling. You know who I'm gonna go with? My boy, Mr. Bob Burt.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, I like
There's
that. Something different.
there's one there that's a new racer, but he done very well at the last race last year, and I was almost going to pick him, but I was just like, I don't want to put him in the spotlight yet. So I'm not even going to say his name. I think he's a sleeper though, and I'm going to remember his name when we come back next week. If I have to look this back up, and we'll see if he's one of them.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I mean, it'd have been easy for me to pick Spooky or Wood all on this one as well. But no, I like my picks: Corey, Bailey, Nick, and Bob. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. Like I said, man, like everybody on that list. I mean, even David Young. There's so many on that list that has Caleb Johnson. He's young
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
ambitious. Chris, he's made a lot of laps. He does pretty good in 6.0. Like there's so much potential in that list that it's
Dang,
hard to pick four, but we're putting ourselves on the spot here and making us. This one was easy. I didn't have my name on there to keep looking at. So
yeah, that I totally forgot. Kind of just skipped my mind. You're talking about Caleb and Chris from Bristol, right?
yep.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know why I didn't register that. I guess because I'm tired. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's our shootout predictions. something to do, something to
Yeah.
talk
So
about.
that just putting us on the spot. A little bit about this weekend. So earlier in the week, actually Saturday, I went to the racetrack. My brother was like, "Have you seen the weather?" I'm like, "Well, first of all, it's too early to be looking at the weather." It's like, "Well, it's going to rain, this and that." But there was topic about it on Sonny's live feed, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm a like late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning weather looking guy, and then I don't really worry about it too much. I usually look at the weather that day to see how hot it's going to be, you know. And Thursday is the day I need to know what the weather's going to do, and then that's the day I'm concerned about if it's going to be a wash or whatever. But I have seen races that has a high chance of rain, and you go to it and it's fine. I've seen them that has a high chance of rain, and you go to it and it rains. I've seen it where it has no chance of rain and it rains when you get there. That's just the weather. They got the easiest job in the world. They just guess. But
Oh yeah.
it has improved. I've been looking at it because it was a topic I knew we was going to talk about today, so I did look at it, and it looks pretty good. I don't see an issue. There might be some rain Saturday morning. The beautiful thing about SDBA is we always got Sunday if we got to finish up some stuff. But I feel like that if they get it dried up quick enough, we can probably get it done. I also feel like it's going to be a really good turnout this weekend. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, so I think there's going to be a lot of people there. So it'll be cool.
I hope so, man. I'm super excited. I only had the chance to
You went to
go
this
down
race
last
last
year.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully I'm not the one that rained last year too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
And you
something.
done
No, it
good.
didn't rain. I don't think it rained. They just had like everything in the world that could happened, I
Something
think.
happened and we couldn't finish it on Saturday and we finished on Sunday. I
Well,
remember
that's when
that.
Sonny's dad got run over.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah. So that was a few hours of downtime, a couple. And you done good. What you like down to like, I'm using all classes at like semis or quarterfinals or something? Like you went deep into everything.
Man, I just got Spencer's ride and immediately broke the fender off in his driveway.
We were talking
um,
about that last night.
so
Oh,
man,
God.
I went down to the SDBA race last year, season opener, same race, everything. Mainly because Spencer was letting me borrow his bike, so I was like, I want to, I'll come down and get this thing. So went down to Spencer's, hung out with him for a night or a day, whatever. I don't even remember. Loaded up his bike. It might not have been a day, but anyways, loaded the bike up. I mean, we pushed it in the trailer and I threw it in the chalk. And Spencer had that low profile tire, and I don't even
Two
remember
sets of
why.
lower and fender brackets. The fender was
Yeah,
just super low.
it was super low, and in my trailer I have condors,
And it
which
said, "Good job. See
yeah,
ya."
they're just higher. They're just a lot higher than a Baxley, and they are
Yeah.
adjustable. I didn't even think about it, because I mean, how many times you push a bike into a chalk in the trailer? It's like, second nature. So I just jammed that thing in there, and it was ka-chunk, and it folded that fender up. And he just looked at me, and I was just like, man, now I owe you a fender.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah, so we got down there. I think I was riding Spencer's bike. I think the Blue 14. Man, I remember in the shootouts that Friday night, I think I made it down to I think I won 2 rounds and one and three another. No, I didn't make it to the final. I made it, well, I guess what? So 16, 8, 4, 2. I think I made it down to 4 bikes in one class, and I lost second round the other one. But
Yeah.
yeah, the next day, you're right. Or whenever we finished the race, I was in street ET super late, I know for sure, and I think box as well. I feel like I was running rounds going in 6-0 because actually I think I raced your brother. I think he beat me at like 4 bikes.
Yeah.
It was one of those days where I was in everything, and down
Got the
to
domino effect.
semifinals, and then just lost in everything. The
The
worst,
dominoes fell.
the
Jesus, it
worst was
hurts.
Street ET, man. I had Wes every which way sideways. I love Wes to death, but man, I had you covered, Wes. You knew it too. I think I was like something ridiculous. I was like 005, and what happened? See, what had happened was,
What happened was,
so this is, at least in my mind, this is what happened. Wes was on his Busa, and he dialed, let's say, I think it was like 550, and I dialed on Spencer's bike like 560 or 565. Well, I think in my mind, I just had been so used to seeing him on his, Nitrous 1000 lately. Like I don't know why. For whatever reason, I just assumed he was going to be coming at the mile per hour cone, like having, I don't know, in my head, like 5, 6 mile an hour, like he's just going to squeeze by me. So here I am, like, knew I crushed the tree going down through there, and I just waited too long to back into him. And that's all it was. I just took way too much stripe, just thinking he was going to edge up beside me, because Wes has done some tricky shit like that before. Let me tell y'all. Wes has, sprayed me and not sprayed me. And
No,
sprayed
he
back
turned
into
my
me.
brain into scrambled eggs one
Dude,
time in Street Fighter
Rockingham.
on that
Yeah, it
1000.
was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I
So
swear that dude went from front of me, behind me 7 times at Rockingham in the quarter mile. But
same thing, dude. It
I
was the
just
same
let him
day.
go. He didn't know
Yeah.
what he was doing either. He was just winging it. But man, he scrambled by. I'm like, I don't know if I need to go or stop. I just fled out of it. Like, what is going on?
You never know with Wes. So needless to
No.
say, I had a ridiculous run on tap and I broke out by 1,000, I'm pretty sure. So that one
Yeah,
hurt. But
that's one of them suicide watch losses right there. Those are
yeah,
tough.
that was tough. But look, here the point of the matter is I just got in my own head. I overthought it, and I should have trusted my instincts, because I feel like I'm pretty good at the starting line, but I try to pride myself on being really good at the finish line, and I just goofed it up, y'all. I took too much
I,
and didn't tighten it up.
I wish I had half of your finish line racing skills. But I
Well, that
don't.
makes two of us, because I wish I had at least half of your starting line skills.
Yeah, I can cut a lot most of the time. I'm really well. The thing is, right? If you do that good, then the other end's easier. You know
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
is 100%.
I mean, it helps it at least.
Trust me.
My uncle, rest in peace, my uncle Frank. He always said that if you tree them, you own them, and that ain't really necessarily a lie. You know what I mean? Like if you got the tree advantage, you own them, and it's all in your hands. Just don't shit the bed. You know what I mean?
That's
So
probably why I pride myself in my top end racing, because I'm always trying to pull myself out of a
yeah,
hole.
yeah. You're plan Bing it down there and making
Like, oh
miracles
shit.
happen.
I definitely wasn't B double O take double O. So if I was 050, let's
Yeah,
try and take double O.
no kidding. It happens.
Mm-mm.
But it's very. It's not easy. Everybody knows it that does it. It's not an easy thing, and it's hard, and we're all human, and it's hard to be perfect all the time. And um, the only time I can tell you that I feel like I roll into the staging beams and I know what kind of light I should have is when I'm using delay box. If I'm not, man, you just got your tongue sticking out and one eye kind of closed and you're just winging it. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of it, is everybody's doing that, so
Yeah.
it's fun. I like it. It's
Sure.
bracket racing rocks. Like any kind of heads up stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. They're going fast, but everybody that's in the bracket racing staging lanes has got a shot to win, and that's the coolest part, in my opinion.
Well, I like it because it's a high speed math problem, physics problem.
Yeah,
I just love the math and the thousandths of a second. I don't know. I'm just wound up in that stuff. I'm a nerd when it comes to bracket index racing. I really am.
yeah, for sure.
I'm
We
gonna
do.
run through. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna run through. Shout out SDBA a little bit more and just kind of run through the classes on tap for the
Yeah,
weekend.
go
So
for it.
you guys already know about the shootout. We spent some time on there, but look, I'm looking at the flyer, and every class, with the exception of junior dragster, I mean, this is a good paying series, for being a little bit smaller, kind of Southeast series, but it pays well. Every class is well over $1,000. So first up is Pro ET class that pays $13.75 to win. Then they also have the junior dragster class, which pays $400. Then we got Street ET, sponsored by Dustin and Hard Times. That's $11.25 to the winner. Even got 460 action. There's a bike count attached to that, but if there's 16 bikes, 2,000. Schnitz Racing Top Gas is 1,600 to the winner. V Twin class that pays 11.25 if there's 16 bikes. MTC Super Comp is 11.25, and then what is that? Ultras. Oh, that's 6.0. Is Ultra Sportsman 6.0?
Yeah, yep.
So Ultra Sportsman's a 6.0 index class. That's 11.25. So yeah, they're all paying 1,000 plus to win. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they have great payouts, and there's no bracketing or nothing. It is what it is. Like if 200 show up in each class, Well, it's happened before, and Sonny's added to the purse. But if there's 10 show up in each class, it's still the same money. So you ain't got to worry about what it's going to pay. You're just
Yeah,
going.
that's good to know.
You know?
I know I love guaranteed purses, and the only ones, like I said, that weren't were the V Twin and 460. But aside from that, everything else guaranteed. And I forgot, I can't forget this because I'm so excited. I'm gonna make sure that everybody in the proving grounds, a true beginners class, like literally,
Yeah.
this is for beginners, and I'm so happy that Sonny and the team, decided to do this last year. I know there was a lot of discussion, and I tried to chime in because it was important to me. um, just super excited to see those racers, and I'm gonna make it a point to try and go talk with them and tell them about the school and just cheer them on. Gonna get them some flyers and some other stuff. So yeah, I'm just super excited to see the proving grounds again. That was fun to watch last year.
Yeah, they're out there, learning the basics. And what better time to get the details than now? You know what I mean? So I like helping them too. I've had a few of them come by and ask questions, and I like helping them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for
it
sure.
worked.
If you guys have any questions this weekend, if you're racing in proving grounds, a new racer, come find us. Let us know. We'll do our best to be helpful, and we'll tell you all about the school as well. And if you want to join, great. If not, we'll still help you out. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
what oh, I know what I was going to say. If you are a podcast listener and if you are a podcast subscriber and you are going to SDBA this weekend, come find me. I have a special gift for you. It is a cold Mountain Dew koozie. So we got Red Hill Racing Podcast branded koozies, giving them out to any subscriber or any listener. Just come find me or Dustin, say, hey, I listen to you two ramble on the podcast, so hook me up.
You put your Mountain Dew in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's what you like, I'd rather just drink a
I mean,
beer. I don't like the
you
sugar
could,
in Mountain Dew.
you could put an empty cup in it and put chicken feed in it for all I care. Gotta
But
take care
yeah,
of them chickens.
we got some koozies. We might even throw some out to people during the racer meeting. I think I mentioned that Sunday. We'll
Yeah,
do something.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna hand out some koozies this weekend along with anything else we see fit. I don't know.
Right. Yeah,
What
exactly.
you want
We're
to
gonna do some
touch on
giveaways
anything
tonight,
else
right?
on SDBA, or is that good enough?
Nah, I think that's a solid pre-race deal there. I know tonight will be a shorter episode because me and Ben's trying to cram everything in to get done this week. But we are
Yeah.
gonna do one of Jody Adams t-shirt giveaways and one MPS gift certificate giveaway.
Okay.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah, that works for me. So right now we're up to, let me share my screen with Dustin so he can see, make sure I'm not cheating. Not that I would do that. Can you see?
I see things.
Do you see the
Yep.
random.org?
Yeah, 3 through 70.
Yep. So thank y'all for subscribing, subbing up. We really appreciate that. It means a lot to us. We're up to let's see, 67 total, because just the way I got it in the spreadsheet, 3 through 70. So yeah, thank y'all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget, that's how you're eligible for these giveaways we do on the podcast. Only takes $1. If you want to do a little bit more than $1, totally up to you, but $1 a month, that's $12 for the year. And
You have a heck of a spreadsheet thing going on right here, man.
oh yeah, well, I gotta keep it. I gotta be organized, man. I gotta be organized. So yeah, just
Yeah.
sign up, and as soon as you subscribe to that, you're thrown into these giveaways. So Dustin can see the spreadsheet. He can see the numbers. Are you
Yep.
ready? So what? The winner's gonna
The
get
first one we're going to do the t-shirt from Jody Adams. Any of the Hard Times t-shirts.
1, 2, what?
Oh, we're going to do one. He's doing two total, but we're going to just do one this time. We'll do two next. We'll do the other one later or something.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna give away T-shirt, and we're also giving away something else. Is that what you said?
Yeah. We're gonna spin this one and give away the t-shirt, and then we'll spin another one, and then we'll do the MPS gift certificate.
$50. Okay, all right. 2 giveaways tonight, just
Yeah.
as a bonus, since we're not providing 2 hours of entertainment.
Yeah, that sounds good. See there,
Yeah,
you made
we're
that
sorry.
sound
We
good.
love y'all, but we got stuff to do.
Yeah,
Man, right there, that was close. Normally I would have said the S word, and I just stopped
Yeah.
myself because I didn't need to.
you went stuff.
All right, let's spin it. So first winner is going to get a T-shirt, correct?
Yep, T-shirt.
All right, here we go.
15.
15. I don't know who that is.
Oh, me neither.
It's one of those ones that went through the Podbean supporter or patron,
It's
and it's just
McGrath. I think it's Scott McGrath. If I was guessing, that's Scott McGrath.
okay. Yeah, so anyways, it comes up with some funky name if you don't input it. So we're not 100% sure, but somebody McGrath, we won't say their whole email out, but McGrath won. So winner. Type that in. Dustin can see me typing that in.
I'm gonna check something. Check some emails here with my database. No, it ain't that one.
Okay.
So it might not be the Scott McGrath that I'm thinking of, but it has McGrath in the email. So whoever Mr. McGrath is, we will be emailing you.
Yeah,
about
we're gonna email you.
t-shirt.
You want a T-shirt, so
Yep, you can
and
just give the size, and Ben will give you get the size from you, and then we'll get it going.
Yep, we'll let you pick whatever shirt you want and whatever size you need. And that was a $2 a month subscriber, so thank you. We appreciate that. All right, MPS $50 gift certificate is up for grabs. You ready?
Yeah, generate that baby. 23.
Didn't go very far.
Oh, we know who that one is. Crystal Spires.
All right. What is it? Crystal Spires?
Yeah.
I'm actually putting in the name because it's just kind of Google gob. All right. Congratulations, Crystal. You are the winner of a $50 gift certificate from MPS.
Sweet. So you'll get an email from Ben, and Ben will take care of it through MPS and all that good stuff. And looky there.
Go ahead.
We always joke around about getting Kawasaki parts and parts for the ZX10. Maybe they can get something with that $50 from MPS for that thing.
$5 subscriber too, man. We're leaving the $1 in the dust.
I guarantee you they'll be listening tomorrow and they'll hear this. I mean, because they listen to every one of them. She usually always comments, so it's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know who you're talking about now. It's hard for me to keep everything in line.
Oh, it's so hard. I'm over here looking at all these emails like, who is these people? But some of them I know. Like a lot of them I actually do know. So it's pretty cool.
All right, 2 giveaways tonight. That's our lame attempt at making up for not going for 2 hours. But she got nothing.
We told ourselves before we started recording tonight that we was going to give them a solid hour, and we're like 10 minutes from it. So we're going to have to do some Tennessee ramblings for 10 minutes to give them their solid hour.
Another 10 minutes. Okay, let's
like 8. You want me to talk about my weekend at Knoxville a little bit?
No, I don't want to hear about you racing already and winning already. But yeah, sure, go ahead.
Well, I mean,
I'm just messing with you, you know that.
Everybody knows that I'm like I try to be ahead of schedule and always being prepared for everything I do. And so I went testing 3 times. Just made laps, really wasn't focused on, the tree or any of that stuff. Just trying to make sure I made clean passes on my bike and get them both tuned and, everything dialed in for the season to find out, to run 560 and then to run 510. Top sportsman don't matter because it runs what it runs as long as it's fast. But, so I go to Knoxville and I told myself, hey, you need to make sure you focus on the tree, do your job. And on my top gas top sportsman bike, I was 001 off the trailer. I'm like, sweet. Like that was just me hitting it, like, trying to cut a good light. And then I was 002, the second pass. The other bike, I was the first pass, I left super low and it kind of stumbled. So it killed my reaction. I think I was like 07. So I left a little higher the next pass. I think I was like 030 something, which I was cool with. That's where I wanted to be. And, one first round on the bracket bike. I'm not going to go into all the details because I don't have the tickets up here and I can't remember. But I do know first round on the other bike, I missed a tree and I won. But I come back for the second round and I want to talk about Brian Baldwin. So Brian Baldwin he sold him his bar bikes and built a Hayabusa street bike. And I pretty much helped him build the bike all winter and getting him, stuff he needed and help him get it set up right and all that good stuff. He was testing Friday and kind of knocked the cobwebs out. First time using a Gen 2 clutch, which if anybody's ever went from a hand clutch to a Gen 2, it seems like it's the opposite of what you should ever do is go wide open and throw a lever out of your hand. But he went through the growing pains of that, of learning to let it go. But on Saturday, like he knew that he could trust it. It wasn't going to try to chuck him and all that stuff. And the bike was just printing tickets. And I had to race him second round. And I'm like, I need to hit the tree hard as I can. And I did. And I let it red like 007, I think, or something red. So I had to go see the buybacks. I went and bought it back. And I went back up 1/3 round on both entries, come back for fourth round and had to race Brian again. And man, I was just dead late. And I got out there and I'm like, man, I'm going to have to spray. So I spray, and soon, like I hadn't touched the nitrous, so I was running the bike on motor, and it had a fresh bottle. It probably had 800 pounds. And when I touched that button, it like took off like a rocket. And before I noted, I was beside him, was like, oh God, I got to let him go. And he went dead one. He was 021 dead one. Almost pushed him out.
Ooh, 23 total.
Yeah, so he barely, like he let out when he seen me disappear. If I would have pushed him a little harder, he might have broke out. But I was one above, skipping across the finish line. But anyway, so the one I bought back was trailered, but the bike's good. Everything's good. So it was ready to race this weekend coming up. And then I just kind of winged it through on Old Faithful and just, I had one pass that I was 008 and dead on, or I broke out 2 thou, but I went out the back door because he went red. Had another lap that I was 32 and dead on, the 6. And then when it got to the finals, the semis, you remember when you had that, like, you got those almost like a feeling that the guy you was racing was going to go red?
100%.
Well, he did. Like, I felt like I just know this guy's going to go. Something's going to happen. Sure enough, he went red, and I was like, I don't know, like 50 on the tree in the semis, or maybe 60. And we go up for the final. It's like, you need to do a little better than this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm over here cutting these 05, 06 lights. To me, it's not where I need to be. And in the final, I was 40 something, and he missed it. He said that he was worried about the track because it was so much to do on the track and stuff. But ended up getting lucky and pulling it off. But it was one of them deals where I was like, I cannot believe I was in the final, because I truthfully felt like I wasn't that good. Now, saying that, I've had days where I was decent, but still really never felt good about myself all day and do well. So sometimes that might be my good luck. I don't know. But
man, I mean, you know how it is. You were kind of saying it earlier. It just, you never know. I mean, you can obviously do things to, increase your chances of winning, but, you can be throwing down the sickest packages ever and still just get beat.
that's the days I hate the worst. The days that I feel great and I'm drilling the tree and I'm like, man, I'm on fire. I know my spot. Everything's great. And then somebody just out edges you. And it's usually like a double breakout or something like that. Like you tree them by a little bit and you get down there and you take like 3 thou too much stripe and you still took 01 something stripe and you still lose. That's the ones that burn me up, because you've done everything you're supposed to do, but you still lost. Versus the times that I feel like I'm not real good, but I still pull it off. Those are like, like, oh, cool, it's crazy.
No,
or if I suck, I'm okay with losing if I suck,
Right. Yeah. When you're not racing good, it's easy to be like, all right, I sucked. I'll just go get that cold Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Man, one of the wildest freaking strings of just flat out laying down nasty packages and getting beat. Last year, and you know what I'm going to say. Wow. Me and the squirrel, Mr. Jimmy Miller. We went on like a 3-week tear where we went to, I think it was King of the Creek, which is predominantly a car. Well, it is a car race, and but they'll let the bikes race. So we went to King of the Creek, big money car race. We raced cars all weekend. And Jimmy was laying down nasty packages. And I'm talking like 20 total, 15 total, and just freaking getting beat. I mean, like some shitty luck. So, we love our boy Jimmy, but he gets worked up. So Jimmy's amped. Like, I can't, and maybe I have the race order wrong, but whatever. He's just like, I can't win around. I quit. I'm not buying back. And like, it was like all 3 days, he just getting whooped. laying down good package, getting well, and like it's like the last day, and he's like, I'm not buying back. Screw this. But I'm like, Jimmy, like you have to buy back. Like I told him, I was like, dude, I'll flat out buy you back because I'm willing to spend the money because you're racing that good. And he could not win around, y'all. I'm telling you, this shit got worse. When next weekend we went to Maple Grove for a no box car shootout that let bikes race. In the squirrel, it happened to him again. He was laying down nasty packages. By the end of that weekend, I thought, I had to keep him from finding, tall buildings because he was just over himself. And to be honest, it continued into the third weekend, which was XDA. So shout out to our boy Squirrel, who's good friend of Dustin and I. He always helps us out whenever we need it.
Yeah.
But man, that is some of the worst, like 3 weekends in a row or in a close span. Like I know you remember us telling you about it.
Oh yeah.
And I know Squirrel told you
Yeah.
about it because he wouldn't, for
Ranting.
good reason, wouldn't shut up about it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. He wouldn't let it go. He was fired up.
Man, that was some of the toughest, like, I don't know. I just don't think I've ever seen anybody lay down so many good passes week in and week out.
Those are the worst ones when you do so good and then it's still not good enough. That really takes the wind out of your sail. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. That's my point of telling that story is that you can race phenomenal and just get beat, and you can see your buddy, pit beside you. And Dustin will tell you, I did it.
I've watched you go through the Gamblers race. I'm like, how is this guy still in? I got beat with this, like this jerk. But I did feel like being that last Saturday. I was like, I feel like being today. Like I'm just goofing it up and everybody just messing up on me and doing this and that. I'm like, man, it's just, that's where the luck comes into play. You always got to have that one lucky round. Sometimes you get more than that, but to win a race, I'll always say that you got to have at least one lucky round. So
yeah. For sure. All right, let's wrap this up. We got stuff to do. We're sorry it's a short week, but we'll probably make it up to y'all next week. Maybe we'll go.
Yeah, we're gonna have a SDBA recap, so it should be interesting. Hopefully, we have some good things to talk about. I'm gonna have to save my tickets and not throw them in the trash so I can remember stuff. Hopefully we come back on here and we're like, man, we won this and won that, but we don't know until we go, and worst case scenario, I hope I can call the shots of the winners and the shootouts if I can't be in it. So either way, we appreciate you guys listening and everybody that subscribes and donates and all that stuff and follow it and share, and please comment and just let us know what you think. We know this one ain't going to be like the greatest, but it's kind of just a pre-race deal. And we might have more like this throughout the season where we're just busy trying to get ready to go to a race, and we might pre-race it and then make it up to you on the after show. You know what I mean? So it's just part of the deal. And
y'all stay tuned. I'm heading down to Dustin's tomorrow. It's hard to say what we could get into over that 24, 36-hour span when we're going to be together all weekend. So, we might surprise them. We might do some type of Facebook Live or something. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we got to see if we're together. I won't stumble and be scared looking at myself. You got to hold my hand. Just stare into my eyes like fuel takers. Oh man. So we appreciate everybody. As Dustin said, appreciate the love, the support, and hey, there's still time to load up and head to SDBA. And trust me, don't look at the weather. If it's so bad that it's not gonna happen, Sonny's gonna call it. So. Yeah. Unless that happens, I don't look at the weather anymore. I swear to you, I do not. Like, I don't purposely look at the weather. I might happen to see it or hear people talking about it, but I am literally to the point where if I plan on going racing, unless the series promoter, says it's canceled, I'm going. Oh, it's golden right now. Like the Friday's like 30 something, I think, and Saturday's like 20 something%. We're good. Well, I've touched on that, and I hate to say it, but sometimes it's nice to get a little rain and we just get to hang out with each other. It's going to be 73 to 71 degrees high. It's going to be perfect racing weather. I cannot wait. I'm kicking off my race season. All right. All right, guys. Hold on. One last thing. We got to shout out the sponsors real quick. I'm going to run down to them. Speed Talk. Worldwide Bearings, MPS Racing, Penske Racing Shocks, MTC Engineering, Platinum General Services, Manchester Mines, Montgomery Motorsports, Hard Times Parts and Service, Night Marketing Group, Energy Coil, University of Wynn, and BMF Components. Thank you all for the support. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks to sponsors. Thank everybody. Let's go racing. All right. We're off to the races. See y'all.